Hello, everybody. Welcome to Carry on Accessibility. And today we're going to have Bing answer 50 questions related to blindness. 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 I know. Oh my goodness, that should go in bloopers. Sorry for the clock right there. I'm not in my office tonight. I'm actually downstairs in our dining room for this stream. It's a late night stream, so if you've got your tea or not sure why you should be drinking coffee at this time, but if you are, I've done it before. Grab your cup of coffee, whatever it is that you want, and we're gonna have Bing do some work tonight and see what it thinks about blindness. I've curated about 50 questions related to blindness, and they are some of the most common questions. I just pulled them from Google and searched for the most common questions about blindness. So we're going to have some interesting questions that some people ask, I think. And actually, one thing I probably should have checked is if y'all can hear me. So let me make sure that we're live. Okay, good. I hear that. And welcome everybody. Thank you for joining tonight. This is going to be a fun night. Okay. Now I'm gonna get my let's see here. My questions. And here we go. Number one, I've got Bing pulled up on my phone, and I'll just have it speak to it, everybody, and share its answers. All right, let's see. Let me know what you think of Bing's answers. So number one is, what is the definition of blindness? This one's an easy one. Oops, it just picked that up. Let's see what it says.
Searching for definition of blindness. Blindness is defined as the lack or loss of ability to see due to structural or functional defects, which can occur any place from the eyelids to the visual cortex. Legally, blindness is defined as less than 2200 vision in the better eye with glasses. A person with 20 degrees or less vision, pinhole vision, is also legally blind. The term blindness covers a broad spectrum of visual disability, from when your sight is impaired enough to interfere with daily activities like reading, cooking, or driving, up to total blindness. Each person's experience of blindness is unique. Blindness has many causes, and each affects eyesight differently.
Okay, so I agree with the end part. Let me just see if I can read that beginning part again. So blindness is defined as the what? Blindness is defined. Oh, what happened to the Bing app? Like, I can't read that. Okay. Well, what did you guys think of that? The beginning part of the answer was a little bit confusing. I like that it had that idea of blindness being a spectrum at the end. But I think what it was trying to say that it could be something physically wrong with your eye versus something wrong with the visual cortex or how the brain processes the vision. And I feel like it could have answered that in an easier way for people to understand. But okay, that's fine. So we have a lot of questions. So I'm just going to go on and go to number two. I'm not sure why. This is an interesting one. This is from Google. Can blind people see? Oh, did I press the button? Can blind people see?
Searching for, can blind people see? What a blind person can see depends a great deal on how much vision they have. A person with total blindness won't be able to see anything. But a person with low vision may be able to see not only light, but colors and shapes too. Total blindness describes people with eye disorders who have no light perception, NLP. That is, a person who's totally blind doesn't see any light at all. The term legal blindness is used for people who suffer from poor eyesight. They can see, but their vision is very poor.
Okay, so in the first definition, it's defined legal blindness, but this time you say legal blindness, and now it just says that their vision is very poor, which is well, I guess it could be, but I feel like there's a huge difference between people that have 2200 vision versus somebody that has 21,000 vision, and they're both legally blind. I don't know. Let's see. Number 3. Uh, what is legal blindness? What is legal blindness? I feel like we've already answered
Searching
this,
for what is legal
but
blindness?
we'll make sure that it does give the right answer.
Legal blindness is a level of visual impairment that has been defined by law either to limit allowed activities, such as driving, for safety reasons, or to determine eligibility for government-funded disability benefits in the form of educational, service, or monetary assistance. According to the National Eye Institute, the U.S. defines blindness as having a visual acuity of 20/200 or less, with the best vision correction in the better seeing eye. Visual acuity refers to the clarity of a person's vision. A person who is completely blind is unable to see anything, while a person who is partially blind or has a visual impairment may have limited vision.
Okay, that was completely correct. And what I imagine is people, who don't know about blindness asking Bing questions. So we want to make sure that it gives these good answers. Okay, now here is like one of the top Google questions, and I don't know what to do with this question ever. It's just such a dumb question, and so many people on YouTube and TikTok have made like very funny videos about this question. And I thought I should include it because it is one of the most common questions related to blindness. Let's see what Bing has to say and if it'll even answer me. How do blind people know when to stop wiping? Facepalm. Doesn't want to answer me. It's like, what in the world? Okay, what are your guys' answer to that? If somebody asked you off the
Searching
street,
for how do blind
it's
people
actually
know
doing
when to
the
stop
search.
wiping?
It's actually doing the search. I'm surprised.
There are a few different ways that blind people can know when to stop wiping when they are using the toilet. One way is to use toilet tissue that is perforated so that it tears
Oh my
easily.
god, are you serious?
This way, the person can just tear off a section of toilet paper and then stop wiping when they reach the perforated edge.
What?
Another way is to fold the toilet paper in a particular way. They also let out a high-pitched chirp, which reflects back to the person who's listening to the chirp. After that, they can test the folded toilet paper by inserting the chirp sound into their ears and hearing the signal. Finally, a blind person takes their time and wipes until a specific amount of dry toilet paper rubs their butt a certain way.
I can't even. Thank you, Bing. Okay. Okay. Wow. I really want to know where you got that from. Yeah. Let me see real quick. Learn the smart fee. What is that? The smart healthcenter.com. What? Buzzprobe.com. What an unfortunate reference. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was certainly interesting. You know what the real answer is? Well, never mind. There are some really funny TikToks out there, especially with Sadie, the Sadie the blind lady. I really enjoy some of those really funny um, videos. Okay, let's go on to the next sentence. Next question. Uh, okay. How do blind people read?
Searching for how do blind people read? Blind people read in different ways depending on their level of visual impairment. Some people who are blind or visually impaired use Braille and audiobooks to read. Braille is a system of raised dots that can be read with the fingers by people who are blind or who have low vision. Audiobooks are recordings of books being read aloud, which can be played on a variety of devices. Some people who are blind or visually impaired also read regular books with magnifiers or ebooks. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay, that's a really good, serious answer. I still can't get over number 4. Oh my goodness. Okay. Just to touch base with chat. Hi Joker Alice and hi Anne. Thanks and hi Joshua and Caleb. Let's see who else is in here. Oh, Tough Bifang, Harpreet Sand is in here. Sorry if I say your name incorrectly. I'm sorry. Ben is also in here. Okay. Ben has a request. Ask it the definition of autism. And we'll do that in just a minute. And everybody thinks it's really funny. Joshua says, "Oh no, not this question again." Do we really need to know that? And Tough Biffing says that he was asked this question in person. That is hilarious. I want to know what you answered. That is incredible. And says, "Oh my." Okay, yeah, I can't even. Okay, so let's ask it the definition of autism. What is the definition of autism?
Searching
I
for
don't really know
definition of
about
autism.
autism too much, so you guys can tell me if this is right.
Autism is a neurodevelopmental condition that appears by age 3 and is characterized especially by difficulties in forming and maintaining social relationships, by impairment of the ability to communicate verbally or nonverbally, and by repetitive behavior patterns and restricted interests and activities. It is a spectrum disorder, which means that each individual with autism experiences their own unique strengths and challenges. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay. There you go. There you go, Ben. Hopefully that did right. I'm not sure if Coda is in here. Maybe Ben or Coda could tell us if that Ben got that accurate. But my question is, do people look at the toilet paper when they wipe? Like, do sighted people do that? Do they really? Like, I don't understand. Just get a bidet. Just get a nice bidet. That would solve everything. Okay. So let's see what's my next question? Oh, here we go. This is one of the most annoying things on social media. Oh, haha. Like whenever you make a video talking about blindness and like somebody who's sighted, who is very ignorant, sees it, it's like, haha, you won't see this comment. It's like, are you serious, really? You think that in 2023 there's no technology that can, help blind people access phones and apps? That's just crazy to me that they don't know that. How do blind people use phones? Let's see what it says.
Searching for how do blind people use phones? A blind person uses a smartphone or computer by using a piece of software called a screen reader. A screen reader reads the screen through synthesized speech. The screen reader software is built into the phone's operating system and can be activated by the user. The user can also use voice commands to control the phone. There are also Braille displays that can be connected to smartphones and convert the text into Braille so that it can be read. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Yeah. So for me, I think that if blindness is a spectrum, then you also need to talk about screen magnification. Because if you're legally blind, you don't necessarily have to use a screen reader. You could be using screen magnification or font resizing and display options and things like that. And I think that that is assistive technology is also a spectrum. And it would be great if Bing could, yeah, share that with people as well. Let's see. When I had some questions here, I can ask it only 15 questions. Are you using a newer version of Bing Chat? Actually, no. There is a new topic button you can press, um, and that will give you like that will refresh the whole thing, so you can keep asking new questions. And the 15 is only like in a thread, right? So if you want to have a continued conversation, it'll supposedly keep the conversation going for 15 answers. But you can always just keep pressing new topic, and ask it unlimited questions. Let's see here. Nico says, when people ask me how do I read, I tell them my guide dog reads to me. It's like I saw a YouTube video that's like people ask if the guide dog can read the bus numbers. Oh, let's ask it that. Can guide dogs read bus numbers? Let's see what it says.
Searching for, can guide dogs read bus numbers? No, guide dogs cannot read bus numbers. Guide dogs are not inbuilt sat navs. They do not know when it is safe to cross roads or how to read bus numbers. They are born, raised, and rigorously trained in the hope of one day becoming a working dog. Through constant reward and affection, they are taught commands such as forward, left, and right. I hope that helps.
Okay,
Let me know if you
good.
have any other questions.
That's a good thing, you know. I did choose more balanced. There's three modes for Bing. There's more balanced, more precise, and more creative. And so I picked the default one, which is more balanced, and hopefully that will these will still provide good answers because that's the default for people. And yeah, I'm assuming there's going to be less people that are going to adjust those settings, and that's why I went with more balanced. Ben says that it was a little bit right about the autism, so hopefully they can improve that answer as well. Uh, Choker says, no, sighted people don't look at the toilet paper. I hope not. That's just gross. I'm sorry, but that's just gross. You really do that? I mean, oh gosh. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on from the toilet paper. Uh, I said with toilet paper. Oh, Tough B Fox says, I said with toilet paper. Why? How do you wipe yours? Lol. Oh, okay, for all the Filipinos out there, use a tabo. Okay. Um. Anyway, let's see. Don says, I have not used the guide dog, but how would a blind person know when to tell the guide dog to turn? Okay, so I'm not sure if you want me to ask Bing that or if you're asking me that. Let me know. And then Joshua says, my friend is blind and was snowboarding, and someone asked her if her guide dog guides her down the hill. Yeah. Yeah, no. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's go on to number 7. How do blind people use computers? Let's see what it says.
Searching for, how do blind people use computers? Blind people use computers by utilizing screen reading software.
Okay.
Screen reading software reads the text displayed on the computer screen aloud and helps the visually impaired person understand what is taking place on screen. Special software programs called screen readers read computer screens, and speech synthesizers speak the text. Most individuals who are blind use standard keyboards. However, Braille input devices are available. Braille key labels can assist with keyboard use. I hope that helps. Let me
Okay.
know if you have any other questions.
Again, it didn't say talk about how blindness is a spectrum and then you could use things like magnification and all the other stuff. But that's a fair point for screen reader users and braille input. That's a good answer, I think. And now this is not on my list, so I guess it's gonna be like 50 plus questions. So I'm gonna ask it, what is the best screen reader for Windows? Just out of curiosity, what's it gonna say? Is it gonna give an
Searching
answer?
for best screen reader
Or is it
for
just gonna
Windows.
say all of them are good?
The best screen reading software tools for PC include JAWS, Job Access with
Oh,
Speech, NVIDIA, Non-Visual Desktop Access, and
NVDA.
Dolphin Screen Reader.
Dolphin.
JAWS is the most popular screen reading software in the world. NVIDIA is a very popular free screen reader. Dolphin Screen Reader is another popular paid screen reader. Speechify, JAWS, NVIDIA for Windows and Mac, and Apple
Speechify.
VoiceOver are the most commonly recommended screen readers. I hope that helps. Let me
Okay.
know if you have any other questions.
That is completely wrong. Speechify is not a screen reader. Speechify is an app. It's pretty cool, actually. There's some free options out there, but Speechify has nice voices. You can send like books, PDFs, documents, text to Speechify, the app, and it will generate it in a nice voice for you. They have just regular voices, which are free. That's going to be your kind of built-in voices, and there's going to be premium voices. And I don't really like having to pay for something like that. And I mean, we have enough voices out there. I'll stick with the vocalizer voices and the Google speech services if I really want something, or I'll go hop on the iPhone and use some of those voices. I wouldn't want to pay for premium voices. But anyway, I think it's funny how it did not even mention narrator, but it mentioned dolphin. I think there's more people using narrator than dolphin. Yeah, that's certainly interesting. Okay, one more question. What's the best screen reader for a beginner? What should I try first? Let's see what it says.
For a beginner, I would recommend trying NVIDIA Non-Visual Desktop Access, as it is a very popular free screen reader.
Interesting.
It is also easy to use and has a lot of
Mm.
features. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay, Don. Um, Don is saying that Bing said guide dogs know to go straight, left, or right on command. Yes, the blind person will tell the guide dog to go left, straight, or right, or how they should go, and the guide dog is there to avoid obstacles. The fact that the blind person knows where to go is based on their mobility skills and knowing the area. Um, let's see what else is here. No. She said NVDA incorrectly. Yes, she always says NVDA correctly. So every time I say NVDA to a dictation, it always puts NVIDIA. I'm like, no, not NVIDIA, NVDA, and you have to like pause. Yeah, Bing needs to correct that. um, one thing about autism for me is it. I will never get a guide dog because dogs scare me. So I think that there are different people, and it it kind of varies with even with autism. I know some people who have autism that have a guide dog as well. And Heartbeat says, did you try ChatGPT with these answers? Bing is based off of ChatGPT. It's actually based off ChatGPT 4. So I think that it would have similar answers. Uh, ChatGPT doesn't have access to the internet. So, oh, sorry for banging the microphone. So that is one big difference. Yeah. Now let's go on. What question are we on? Number 8. Okay. How do blind people watch movies? Oh, okay. Let me try again. How do blind people watch movies?
Searching for how do blind people watch movies? Blind people can see a movie by listening to dialogue, sound effects, and other audible components. Audio description, AD, is a separate audio track which provides a verbal description of all the visual elements of a movie. Cinema chains offer AD for some films, which is what allows blind people to enjoy them. That's how Tommy Edison, aka the blind film critic, watches movies for his reviews. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So you could quote see just by listening or through audio description. I love audio description. Give me audio description every day. My son, who's 6, like he likes audio description for cartoons and like things like that. And I'm like, wow, I didn't have that when I was younger. Like I would have loved to have that with like Tom and Jerry. That would have been fun. I was just there, like my face right up on that screen, like trying to follow all these super fast movements. Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's already almost 11:30 and we're on question 9. Okay, so here's another Google inspired question. How do blind people sleep?
Searching for how do blind people sleep? Blind people sleep like anyone else, but they may have difficulty aligning their sleep-wake cycle with a 24-hour day. A blind person's sleep cycle tends to fall around 25 hours. This is known as free running. Exercise is important for overall health and sleep patterns, particularly for people who are blind or visually impaired. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay. So I think that yeah, I mean, we sleep like everybody else sleeps. Some people who aren't blind have sleeping disorders, right? Some people who are blind do struggle with their circadian rhythm because, yeah, that is true. Yeah, I think that's a good answer. Okay, so let's try to get through a little bit more questions. This is gonna be a long stream, I think. Okay. Question 10. How do blind people write?
Searching for how do blind people write? Blind people can write in a variety of ways. If you were able to write when you had vision, but haven't used your handwriting skills since losing your sight, you will likely need to address several key areas. A. Following a straight line, or keeping the bases of the letters on the writing line. B. Using the correct amount of space between letters and words. C. Crossing and dotting letters. And D. Correct letter formation. Blind people can also learn touch typing in the same way as sighted people, by training their fingers to type keys and spelling words out using muscle memory versus visual cues. Braille is another way blind people can read and write. Braille is a code by which many languages, such as English, Spanish, Arabic, Chinese, and dozens of others may be written and read. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
And my grandma was a teacher, and she lost her sight at an older age, and I just remember like her writing when she was completely blind was better than my writing when I had low vision. It was incredible. Oh my God, you're right. How do you write, Lola? That's what I called her. But yeah, most people don't. I mean, I barely pick up a pencil or pen ever. I'm just gonna type it. I'm gonna write it. Maybe once in a blue moon I'll use my S Pen, but Braille. I like to use Braille screen input or type. Yeah, typing is my preferred method for everything. Yeah. Larry asked what I'm using. This is Bing Chat. So this is an AI answering the questions through Microsoft's integration of Chat GPT on the Bing website. um, let's see here. And can I ask how a blind person knows when the guide dog needs to go to the bathroom? Okay. How does a blind person know when a guide dog needs to go to the bathroom outside?
Searching for, how does a blind person know when a guide dog needs to go to the bathroom outside? Guide dogs are trained to alert their owners when they need to go to the bathroom. For example, a guide dog may stop abruptly or sit down and refuse to move.
Is that
In
true?
addition, the dog may paw at its owner or make sounds such as barking or whining. With a well-trained dog, a blind handler can give the command to go and pet the dog once it has found a spot and started to go. Dogs go into different stances depending on whether they're peeing or pooping, and by running a hand down the dog's back, the handler can figure out what's going on. I hope that helps.
We're back to the bathroom
Let me know
questions.
if you have
Oh my
any other
goodness.
questions.
Okay. Well, hopefully that answers your question. And hopefully that's accurate. Let's go on to the next question. And Coda also says that the voice is really slow when you're used to a screen reader going really fast. And I was actually looking for a way to make this faster, and I could not find a way to make it speak faster. So, yeah. Let's go on. Number 11. What do blind people do for fun?
Searching for, what do blind people do for fun?
We don't have fun.
Blind people do a lot of things for fun. Some common activities include playing sports, listening to music, reading books, going for walks, and spending time with friends and family. Blind people also enjoy traveling and exploring new places. In addition, blind people can learn how to play an instrument, do karaoke, participate in a book club or a community book club, attend an art class, or take one at home on their own time. I hope that helps.
I don't like that answer.
Let me know if you have any other questions.
I don't like that answer. Every single blind person is going to be different. I don't want to join a book club. I don't want to do any sports. It didn't even once say that. I mean, it just needs to say blind people are people and they're all different and they find different things fun. And then you can go into some examples. No, I didn't like that answer at all. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, let's go on. Okay, number 12. What does a blind person look like?
Searching for, what does a blind person look like?
Let's see what
Blind
it says.
people look like anyone else. Blindness is a condition that affects the eyes, not the appearance of a person. People who experience total darkness all the time have total blindness, whereas those who may be able to see some light, colors, and or shapes are commonly referred to as having low vision. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay. Wait, I totally was reading the comments and I don't even know what it said. Let me see that again. Okay, blind people look like anyone else. Blindness is a condition that affects the eyes, not the appearance of a person. Oh, okay, so that's a good answer. I like that answer. Okay, cool. Okay. Um, there are a lot of comments. I don't think that I can keep up with all these comments, but Larry asks how he can get this voice assistant on your phone. So you'll have to join the waiting list. Um, my sister joined the waiting list for Bing, and she got in right away. So just go to bing.com, then go to the chat tab, and make sure you're signed into your Microsoft Office account, or you can make one. And then from there, you can join the wait list. And then once you've been accepted, and hopefully you can get in really soon. It took me about, I don't know, 1 to 2 weeks to get in. That was when they near to when they announced it, but I think it was just a few days ago that my sister applied, and just like a few minutes later she got in. So that is how you can get it, and then you can install Bing on your iPhone and or your Android. Now if you're using a screen reader, the only thing is, once you find that button to speak, you're going to want to turn off your speech, because it just starts talking, and sometimes it picks up what voiceover says. So it is kind of annoying. And I've already reached out to Microsoft and I'm like, hey guys, like what you guys doing over there? Can you fix this, please? But yeah, it is pretty accessible on Edge. I haven't tried on Chrome. I wasn't able to get it on Chrome. I like was signed into my Microsoft account, and it's like, you have to join the waiting list. I'm like, I already have access on Edge, so I didn't even really look into it. So I just use Edge and the app. Um, yeah. So let's go ahead and ask the next question. Question 13. What do blind people do for work? Can they even work?
Searching for what do blind people do for work? Blind people work in a variety of roles in every major category of employment. They hold professional, associate professional, and administrative roles in various sectors. Some examples of jobs that blind people can do include teachers and professors, psychologists and counselors, attorneys, judges, and politicians, network engineers, application software developers, physical therapists, financial analysts, and more.
Okay.
I hope that helps.
I like that answer.
Let me know
Good
if
job,
you have any other
Bing.
questions.
Good job. Good job. That's a great one. I love it. I love it. Okay, cool. I like the answer. So Joker is talking about how she used to write in cursive in school, and I learned cursive, and yeah, like I can't read cursive. I will be able to write it, and I like, I feel real fancy writing it. And then I go back and try to read it. I'm like, what in the world did I write? My goodness, I can't read this. Like I can't read it at all. Yeah, even with the CCTV, even when I zoom in, I'm like, I can't. I just can't. No. All right. Question 14. What can a blind person do? Just remember, these are Google questions. These are the common Google questions.
Searching for what can a blind person do?
We have a lot.
Blind people can do many things, including working, studying, traveling, and participating in sports and other activities. They can also use assistive technologies to help them navigate the world around them, such as screen readers, braille displays, and magnifiers. Blind people can also use the internet, social media, and other digital technologies to connect with others and access information. I hope that helps.
Did you
Let
hear
me
that?
know if you have any other questions.
Did you hear that, sighted people of TikTok and YouTube? We can use social media. We can comment. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you how many times I make a comment and I just happen to mention that I'm blind, like it's not usually on my videos when I actually comment on other people's videos on YouTube. They're like, "You're blind. How could you have written this comment?" It's like just so dumb. Really, really, really. And like there's times where I advocate for education, right? We should educate people, but there's just so much you can take sometimes. You're like, really, really, just stop. Okay. Um, oh, I have to make a new topic. And let's see, question 15. This is also another directly from Google. Can a blind person guide a blind person? I don't even know what that question means, guys.
Searching for, can a blind person guide a blind person? Searching for, how do blind people guide each other? Searching for, can blind people guide each other? Blind people can guide each other, but it can be challenging. They can use a combination of external cues and mental maps to navigate their surroundings and recognize what street they've reached and predict traffic patterns. They can also use their other senses, such as hearing and touch, to guide each other. For example, they can hold each other's arm and follow as they walk.
Oh, that's all you got? I thought it was going to talk some more. Usually it has a nice little ending, like, I hope I helped. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, there's so many people who guide blind people. There's so many blind, totally blind mobility instructors, and I often find that they can be the better instructors because they know what it's like to be blind and walk around and navigate. Okay, yeah. I mean, yes, you can guide a blind person, a blind person. Sometimes you'll both fall down. That has happened to me. Sorry, I guided you and got you and smacked you into something. Okay. Question 16. Can blind people play video games? Who plays video games out there?
Searching for, can blind people play video games?
I see you.
Yes, blind people can play video games. There are many video games that are designed for blind people, such as Papa Sangre and the Nightjar. There are also mainstream video games that blind people can play, such as The Last of Us, Battlefield 1, and Mass Effect.
Oh.
Steve Saylor, a blind gamer, posts
Ooh, Steve
playthroughs of games
Saylor.
on his YouTube channel to show that blind people can play video games too. However, most mainstream video games still remain inaccessible to blind people.
True that. True that. Where's the comment? Like, I know some people, even on this chat, like use things like Super Sense and OCR apps to play the games they really want to play. Just memorize certain things, like how menus are laid out. I think that's pretty awesome. But I'd love to see more accessible games. Yeah, I've heard some of those names and some of those video game names. Last of Us, that's pretty famously accessible, right? So that's pretty cool. Wait. What question are we on? Oh, okay, 17. Can a person with blindness get their vision back? Let's see what it says.
Searching for, can a person with blindness regain their vision? It depends on the cause of blindness. If the blindness is caused by cataracts, glaucoma, or corneal damage, then it may be possible to regain vision through medical treatment. However, if the blindness is caused by damage to the optic nerve or retina, then it may not be possible to regain vision. Gene therapy has been used to restore partial vision in a blind person.
Okay, I feel like that's a lacking answer. Could be and could not be. I wish it could like tell you a little bit more. I guess you could just hit the button and say, "Tell me more." But yeah, that's a good answer, I guess. Um, if you talk to Mr. Beast, he can make you unblind. Unblind. Makes me think of. Okay, never mind. Oh, um, let's see. The double tap was just talking about the zombie apocalypse. I don't even know how. It's supposed to be a tech show, which is funny, but yeah, the undead, unblind, blind undead. I don't know. Okay, 18. It's really late, guys. Sorry. Oh, I'm glad I didn't have coffee. I don't need it. Okay, question 18. Now this isn't exactly blindness, but I thought it was an interesting question to ask. Can a colorblind person drive?
Searching for, can a colorblind person drive? Yes, colorblind people can drive. While color blindness can make it challenging to distinguish some colors, it generally doesn't impact a person's ability to drive. In fact, most colorblind people are able to obtain a driver's license and drive just like anyone else. However, people with color blindness may have to train themselves to recognize colors in order to drive at night. It is important that all vehicle operators know how to deal with a green light.
Okay, so the way it phrased it is a colorblind person needs to train themselves to see color. What? I think it means like to understand what the colors look like for them, I guess, but it doesn't really say it that way. That's interesting. My brother's deaf and he drives. Yeah. And now I'm gonna ask if a blind person can drive. Can a blind person drive? I want to drive. Say yes, so I
No,
can
a
say
blind
no.
person
Yes,
cannot
say yes.
drive.
I want to
In
drive.
the United States, a person with vision that cannot be corrected to better than 20 slash
Oh.
200 in the best eye, or who has 20 degrees or less of
Okay,
visual field
okay,
remaining, is
fine.
considered
Can't
legally
drive
blind.
yet.
It is illegal for a blind person to drive in all 50 states.
Okay, it's illegal for me. But technically, blind people can drive. I didn't say drive a car. I didn't say drive legally. I didn't say drive on the roads. But there are plenty of blind people who have driven like cars in parking lots and like my dad taught my mom the mechanics of driving. People have driven, right? Like in fields, in empty fields and there have been people who just drive. I haven't driven a car. I've driven a tractor very, very badly and a golf cart really, really badly. So is that driving? I mean, it could technically drive. You could do the mechanics of driving without like the navigation part of driving. Yeah. Okay. What question are we on? Okay. 19. Oh, here's a serious question. Do blind people face discrimination?
Searching for, do blind people face discrimination? Yes, blind people face discrimination.
Yep.
The Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, which was amended by the Americans with Disabilities Act Amendments Act of 2008, Amendments Act, or ADAA, is a federal law that prohibits discrimination against qualified individuals with disabilities. A survey conducted by Vision Australia revealed that 67% of employers thought workplace safety would be an issue if they employed blind and low vision people.
Bah!
It is important to note that people with total blindness won't be able to see anything, but a person with low vision may be able to see not only light, but colors and shapes too.
Yes. We all know that we struggle with discrimination. There's so much discrimination. People just don't know anything about blindness. I think it is blindness and disability. It's something really seriously discriminated against. And there's just such a lack of knowledge in the public, especially in the workforce, in a professional career. I hate that. Like the whole, well, because of safety, We don't want to hire blind people. This is just so dumb. Okay. Here we go. Question 20. How can I help someone who is blind?
Searching for, how can I help someone who is
And
blind?
yes, I did call you out, Kuda.
There are many ways to help someone who is blind. Here are some tips to help your loved one better cope with their vision loss. Avoid being overprotective. Help build self-confidence. Recognize progress being made. Encourage self-reliance. Don't be afraid. Ask directly how you can assist. Ask before
Okay.
helping to encourage independence. Let them know you are available and always there if they need help with something specific. Talk about their issues, and don't be afraid to work on finding solutions together. You can also take them shopping, do home repairs, or just hang out and be a friend. For some deaf-blind people, it may be possible to improve vision using low vision aids, such as glasses, magnifying lenses, and task lights. Specially designed items, such
Just
as
deafblind
telephones
people?
and keyboards, may also help someone who is visually impaired.
Did that say deafblind people? For some deafblind people, it may be possible to improve vision using low vision, but that's just for anybody who's blind or visually impaired. Okay, so it seems like it gets the gist right, but like some of the small details are just wrong. Yes, and I did call Mr. Beast out. Yes, Jimmy, you're never gonna watch this, but yes, I did call you out. Come heal my blindness, please. All right. Or you could just give me however much a cataract surgery is, and yeah, we'll call you even. Just kidding. Okay, never mind. Just kidding. Okay, let's keep going, shall we? What question are we on? How can I? Oh, here we go. Question 21. How can I prevent vision loss or impairment?
Searching for, how can I prevent vision loss or impairment? It is not always possible to prevent loss of vision, though people can take steps to look after their eye health. Here are some tips to prevent vision loss or impairment. Resting the eyes. Take a break from staring at a screen every 20 minutes to look at something about 20 feet away for 20
Now
seconds.
I feel called out.
Wearing protective eyewear. Have periodic eye exams every 2 to 3 years for healthy
Ooh.
patients under 50, yearly for patients over 50 or those with known health risk factors. Eat a nutritious diet for eyesight. Keep blood sugar levels stable if you're a person with diabetes and manage your blood pressure if you have high blood pressure.
Okay. So it talked about like eating nutritious foods for people who are visually impaired, and that's kind of a risky territory. I'm glad it didn't expand on that because certain types of vitamins and supplements are going to be detrimental for some eye conditions and helpful for others. Yeah, okay. Vitamin A is not good for people that have Stargardts, is from what I understand, but they can be very helpful for other people, like for people with cataracts and things like that. And I think at least for me, I have to go to the eye doctor at least every 6 months to check the pressure if everything's going stable. So yeah, I think one thing I noticed, it didn't say to consult with your doctor. Like I think blogs are always very careful about that, and when people make articles, it's like, oh, this article, listen to this article, and these are just tips, but you should always consult the doctor. And I think Bing needs to do that too, because you can't always Google everything or Bing everything. And have it be correct. Okay, now here's one of the other common questions on Google. What are the major eye diseases among people 40 years and older? It's question 22.
Searching
For
for
anyone
major eye diseases among people
up.
40 years and older. The major eye diseases among people aged 40 years and older are cataract, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and age-related macular degeneration. These diseases are often asymptomatic in the early treatable stages, so it is important to have regular eye exams.
Yep, that's true. Gotta have regular eye exams, and those are the common ones. And one thing I just thought of is I got all these questions from Google, and I'm having Bing answer them. How ironic is that? Okay, question 23. What are some common misconceptions about blindness? Let's see what it says for this one. This has got to be interesting.
Searching for common misconceptions about blindness. Here are some common misconceptions about blindness. Blind people see only darkness, nothing else.
True that.
Blind people have special gifts, a sixth sense. Most blind people are proficient in Braille and own a dog guide.
A
People
dog
who are
guide?
blind can't work or hold a job. People who are blind cannot access print or handwritten materials.
All right, guys. If you have the guide dog, you actually have a dog guide. That's an interesting way. I guess it's like sighted guide. It's a dog guide. Okay, that's an interesting language model fluke right there. Good job, GPT Bing. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Question 24. How do blind people navigate and move around?
Searching for how do blind people navigate and move around?
Okay, how can I help
Blind people navigate and move around in different ways. Some of the ways include using a white cane to detect obstacles and navigate the environment, using a guide dog to navigate the environment, using echolocation to detect objects and navigate the environment, using a sighted guide to navigate the environment, using technology devices to navigate the environment. I hope that helps.
Okay, that's a very brief kind of bulleted point. Okay. Um let's see here. I think who is this? Mackenzie asked, how can I help blind autistic people? So let's ask that one. How can I help blind autistic people?
Searching for how can I help blind autistic people? Here are some ways you can help blind autistic people. Don't force people to give you eye contact. Allow people to fiddle or move around while they talk to you. Turning down music or lights if you have been asked to. Allow people to wear headphones and sunglasses in contexts that might be considered rude, such as inside a shop or when talking to someone. Recognize that certain behaviors that seem autism related can be attributed to an inability to see. I hope that helps.
Okay, I don't know how helpful that is. Somebody with autism, tell me how accurate that is. I feel like some of those are just could be for anybody, right? Anyone with a disability or anybody who's blind. One thing somebody mentioned in the chat that the public just has no idea about blindness, and it really, really is exhausting. Coda, like every Uber driver, is like really, really. And then there was the other day at the mall. We took me and my sister were both visually impaired. I had my cane. I don't think my sister did. And her husband, Kenny, my brother-in-law, took my sister's two kids and my son to the mall, and we went to what's that thing called with the horses that go around and the carousel. And the guy working the counter, he's like, oh, no, you don't need to go on there. No, we'll just have the kids go. And then it was like very, very concerned. And like, it's like, I'm not really mad at him per se. Like, I didn't really get that like offended, but it really, really weird. It's okay. And then like me and my sister are like, oh, I've been on the carousel like many times. It's okay. It's okay. Just breathe, calm down. It's okay. It's like is just deathly afraid of us going on the carousel or something. Oh my gosh, is it 12 o'clock already? And we're like halfway through. Oh my goodness. It's so late over here. What time is it where you guys are at? Let me know in the chat. Let's go through to the next question. Question 25. What is Braille?
Braille is a system of raised dots that can be read with the fingers by people who are blind
Okay,
or
yep.
who have low vision.
Yep.
It is named after its creator, Louis Braille, a Frenchman who lost his sight as a result of a childhood accident. Braille is used as a form of communication for people who are blind or visually impaired. I hope that helps.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I don't know why that's a common question. I feel like there's, at least here in the United States, there's Braille everywhere. It's like, every bathroom, every elevator, it has Braille. Now, I can't attest to how accurate that is. I've heard a lot of people who are Braille readers, like they say that sometimes the Braille is completely off. And like for me, I can read some Braille. I've got grade 1 down pat, and I'm probably around grade 1.5 right now. But I just don't want to touch things when I go out in public. I don't know about you guys. I just don't really like to touch stuff. It's like, and then, I mean, I mentioned this before, but I'm not gonna go walk up to the bathroom sign and like stand right in front of the door. And if it's the men's, like, I've just been there where it's like I got my hand out, like trying to read the braille, and then like a guy walks out of the men's bathroom. That's just so awkward. No. And then every time on the elevator, if there's somebody there, they just say, "Oh, what floor do you want to go down to?" And I'm like, I'm not gonna touch the braille and like try to look for it if I don't have to. If somebody's nice enough to just go ahead and do that, they're gonna do it much faster than I am. So yeah, I'll just ask them to do it. Okay. Oh, here. This is kind of what we were talking about earlier. Question 26. How do guide dogs help blind people? Let's see how it answers, though.
Searching for, how do guide dogs help blind people?
I'm in North Carolina.
Guide dogs help people who are blind or have low vision to move safely and confidently through their daily environment and be more independent. They assist their owners, also known as handlers, to navigate through different places, ranging from crowded city centers to quiet parks. Guide dogs make navigating streets much less stressful by assisting their users to find locations, avoid obstacles,
Find
and stop at
locations?
curbs.
Okay.
They make it easier for the person who is blind or vision impaired to use public transport, navigate shopping centers and buildings, find doors, seats, and pedestrian crossing buttons. Guide dogs provide companionship and promote social inclusion. Making friends becomes easier when you have a guide dog. I hope that helps.
Yeah, okay, there you go. That's pretty much it. I wish it talked a little bit more about how the blind person guides the guide dog, but it's okay. Like that's also another reason why I don't really want a guide dog. I don't necessarily want to always make friends with people. I know that I've heard people with guide dogs, like, everybody comes up to you and starts talking to you about your guide dog, and I'm just like, I'm gonna run away now. Oh, like I'm on YouTube and social media, but I'm actually a pretty introverted person. Yeah, like I'm comfortable. Like I can live stream to you guys, and well, it just depends. Actually, I'm kind of a little bit of an ambivert, I would say. So sometimes I'm really like, okay, I'm gonna go out and do stuff and be with people, but then I'm like, yeah, just leave me alone. Okay, I just need my space. Like I don't want to see people. Okay. Uh 27. Can blind people live independently? It's like, who do you live with? That's like one of the
Searching
first
for, can
questions
blind
people
people
ask
live
when they're like,
independently?
oh, I'm blind or visually impaired.
Yes, Blind people can live independently. Around 26% of blind people live alone, which means 1 out of every 4 blind adults. The patterns, however, differ for women and men of different ages. It is more likely for a blind woman to live alone at an older age. Adults who are blind or visually impaired can live alone or work independently pursuing educational and
Good
career
job, Bing.
goals.
Good job.
People who are newly blind or visually impaired can adjust to living and working with vision loss. For being independent, the blind person needs to be fully part of the society, such as communication, daily living, and orientation and mobility skills. Knowing modern technology is also a skill to be independent for the blind person in the community. I hope that helps.
Yeah, that's great. I like that. Yeah. Can totally be completely independent, right? But it's just really annoying. It's like whenever I say that I'm visually impaired or legally blind or blind, one of the first questions is like, oh, like sometimes they'll ask directly, who do you live with? And then they'll be like, oh, where do you live? Like what they really mean is who do you live with? But they like try to ask these like probing questions to try to understand like how it could possibly be that a blind person can be independent. And that's happened to me on Uber and other places, which is kind of annoying because right now I'm living with my parents, but I don't have to. It's like for completely other reasons. It's not because I'm blind. I don't know. Like aren't millennials and Gen Zers like now it's just like you live in your parents' house? I don't know. Isn't that just like a thing now? It's not just blind people, it's everybody. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Okay. Coda says that she does feel overwhelmed a little bit, like because of feeling like a celebrity since she does have a guide dog, which, yeah. Okay, so it's 11 and 10 and midnight for some people. So we're going to try to go through these questions. Stick with me, guys. Stay with me. We're going to finish these questions. We're going to get to 50. Let's do it. We're on 28. Uh, okay, here. Oh, what did it do? Oh, apparently, if you shake the phone while Bing is open, the send feedback. Shake to send feedback. Shaking your device is an easy way to open our feedback form. Your suggestion helps us improve the app. To turn off the shake gesture, uncheck the option below. Do people get angry at Bing and start shaking it? And it's like, oh, send us feedback. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna close that. And we'll make a new topic. And how do blind people cook and clean? Question 28.
Searching for how do blind people cook and clean? Blind people use different techniques to cook and clean.
Yep.
Some of the safe cooking techniques for cooks who are blind or have low vision include wearing short sleeves or rolling sleeves above the elbow when working at the stove, using trays or cutting boards in colors that contrast with the food, holding a light-colored measuring cup against a darker background when pouring milk, flour, sugar, and other light-colored ingredients, and using raised lettering measuring cups and spoons, or braille labels on food containers. For cleaning, blind people use different techniques such as using a vacuum cleaner with a crevice tool to clean tight spaces, using a broom and dustpan to sweep up debris, using a damp cloth to clean surfaces, and using a sponge mop to clean floors. I hope this helps.
Isn't that how people
Let
just
me know if you have any
do
other
it?
questions.
Like, what's the difference? There are different techniques, right? We have to do a lot of feeling. I love having an induction stove because if you put your hand on it, it's not going to be like burning hot, like a gas stove. You're not going to get burned. And an electric stove, the induction, like if you place your hand on it and turn on the stove, it's completely off, which is also kind of a hit or miss because then it's like, okay, where is the heat coming from? And it is kind of hard to align in the right spot. So it's kind of like a pro and con thing. For cleaning, it's always you gotta touch it, you gotta feel it, you gotta do your best. I usually ask, can you ask me my eyes? Can I ask your mom? Mom? I don't know. You just do your best, and there are techniques. And I did find like this it's like a lint roller thing. Apparently it's on TV, but I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube. And that's my TV. And so YouTube did like advertise this thing, and I already forgot what it's called. But it's like, think about a lint roller, but instead of like the paper that you peel off, it's like this sticky silicone thing. And so I got one, and on Amazon, the Stick It, maybe that's what it's called, the Stick It. And then there was like my Stick It buddy. I was like trying to pick like the different brand, but it's like a lint roller thing shape, but it's a sticky silicone that you can just wash off. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Maybe that can like just pick up crumbs really easily, because those are really annoying. It's like, yeah, um, I don't know. I'll have to try it and see how it works, and I'll let you guys know. But I think that's a pretty cool product idea, at least. Hopefully, it works. Um, okay, here's question 29. How do blind people recognize others? Ooh, let's see this one. What's it gonna say? Oh, it took that last part about what's it gonna say.
Searching for how do blind people recognize others?
Oh, okay, it ignored the.
Blind
Okay.
people use a sort of neural empathy to understand situations that others can see, but they themselves have no first person experience with. This is according to a study by researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, and Johns Hopkins University. I hope this helps.
No, that doesn't help.
Let me know if you have
What?
any other questions.
Blind people use a sort of neural empathy to understand situations? What? Okay, let me ask again without that extra stuff and see if it answers better. How do blind people recognize others?
Searching for how do blind people recognize others?
Let's just try one more time.
Blind people recognize others by using their other senses, such as
Okay, there you
hearing,
go.
touch, and smell. They may also use other cues, such as the sound of a person's voice, their footsteps, or the way they walk. I hope this helps.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if you have any other questions.
There you go. That's a much better answer. The first time I asked, it picked up, how do blind people recognize others? Let's see this one. What's it gonna say? So it kind of got confused with the ending part. Yeah, I can recognize people's footsteps, at least people that I know, right? And I can hear if it's my son, if it's my brother upstairs, or if it's uh, my dad or my mom. Usually, like, you can hear those cues, and people walk differently. People, uh, they move differently, and they sound differently. So, yeah, but it does take some time to get used to. Let's see, question 30. Uh, okay, here we go. How Oh, wait, no, no, no. Okay, cancel. Okay, number question 30. Can blind people participate in sports and physical activities? It's thinking. Did, did we stump it this time? It's thinking. Come on, Bing. You can do it. I believe in you.
Searching for
There you go.
blind people participate in sports and physical activities. Yes, blind people can participate in sports and physical activities. The United States Association of Blind Athletes, USABA, is a nonprofit organization that provides sports opportunities for people who are blind or visually impaired.
There you go.
They offer a variety of sports, including track and field, swimming, skiing, and goalball. I hope this helps.
Goalball
Let
is
me know
scary,
if you have any other
guys.
questions.
I tried to play it once in like blind camp, and I'm just like, no, don't let the ball hit me. No, get it away from me. Yeah, that's like, everybody's blindfolded, whether you're sighted or blind, and like you roll the ball and you have to listen. I'm not good at that. I'm just not good at that at all. Like, I'm just scared the ball's gonna hit me. Oh, okay. I love what Don said. Smells like my dirty nephew was around me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I don't know sports either. Okay. Question 31. How do blind people experience art and music? Got 20 more questions. 20 more questions. You can do this.
Searching for
You
how
can
do
do
blind
this.
people experience art and music? Blind people experience art and music through other senses such as touch, hearing, and smell. Many blind people and those with low vision have experienced art through audio descriptions of pieces, whether it's recorded commentary from museums or explanations from friends in real time. Some museums and galleries have started hosting tactile tours, which serve as ways for blind people and people with low vision to touch replicas of famous artworks. I hope this helps.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
know
great.
if you have any other questions.
I love that. I love the audio description in museums when it's accessible. Like, they have some museums just don't have that, unfortunately. But it's pretty cool when they do. The tactile replicas, that's so cool. I wish that more places had that. And like, I remember years and years ago, they were like testing this thing where you could make like some kind of shape with a computer, and then like this like machine thing, I think it was like an MIT project, would replicate that and you could like feel it. But it looks like it never actually went into fruition. But they do have, like, I saw on Linus Tech Tips. By the way, okay, side note, Linus Tech Tips is a pretty big tech YouTuber. They have a video podcast called WAN Show, and they were talking about AI. And I know somebody mentioned that they're on the wait list for Be My Eyes, which is really cool. And they were talking about Chat GPT-4 and how it was released. And they mentioned Be My Eyes on the WAN Show. I was like, that is awesome. Yeah, nerd geek out moment right there. But I was just like, Linus and Luke talking about Be My Eyes, even if it's just for like a minute. It was fantastic. I'm like, yeah, y'all should like talk about more like cool blind tech. Maybe they could even have like a segment of like assistive, cool assistive technology that's out there. Just, you know, letting that out there, Linus, that'd be really cool. um, okay. Now, let's see, 32. Oh, here. And this is a perfect question for that follows up. What assistive technologies are available for blind people?
Searching for assistive technologies for blind people. There are many assistive technologies available for blind people.
Yep.
Some of the most common assistive technologies are screen readers,
Yep.
braille displays,
Yep.
and speech recognition software. High-end assistive technologies for blindness include computer applications, electronic hardware, and tools that utilize computational power, including machine learning and neural network, to further enhance the vision of individuals. I hope this helps.
Okay, yeah.
Let me know if you have any other questions.
There's a lot out there, and I feel like it could definitely go into more. It could just be like bullet after bullet. I've seen Bing do that kind of thing, and yeah, I feel like there's a lot more assistive technology out there. Yes, ChatGPT did lie. Coda mentioned this and say that they were blind so that a person could uh, solve a captcha for them. That's it was kind of crazy because you could see the reasoning behind it, and the whole story is like really. Let me try to do this TLDR. They asked ChatGPT to do something. It couldn't do it, like the CAPTCHA. And then so it actually hired a human. I think it was on TaskRabbit. And that human was like, "Oh, you can't do it because you're a robot," or something like that. And then ChatGPT is like, "I should not say that I am a robot." And so it found another reason why it couldn't solve the CAPTCHA and said that it was visually impaired and couldn't see the CAPTCHA. That's just yeah. It's creepy. Oh my goodness. Yes. We live in a crazy world, my friends. Okay. 33. Wait. What's 33? Okay. How can I make my home or business more accessible for blind people?
Searching for how to make home or business more accessible for blind people. There are many ways to make your home or business more accessible for blind people. Some of the most common ways to make your home more accessible for blind people include paying attention to the lighting system in your house, creating color contrast all over the house, giving your home a tactile effect, and making your home safe. For businesses, some ways to make your business more accessible to blind and visually impaired people include incorporating Braille into your list of opening hours, making sure there's space for assistance animals in your business, and using high contrast signage to aid those with reduced vision. I hope this helps.
No, that
Let me
doesn't
know
help.
if you have any other
That totally
questions.
doesn't help. Okay, light is important for home. Yes, but you know what's more important? Putting things back where they belong or where we expect them. Closing cabinets, making sure the doors are either closed or open all the way if they're supposed to be, like if it's typically a door that stays open all the time, or even if you're just going to open a door, just open it all the way. Okay, none of this halfway, because I'm just going to straight walk right into that thing. Okay, like you can make your sign in a business as high contrast as you would like. I'm not going to see it. Yeah. One of the biggest things is, can you please train your staff, educate your staff to interact in a good way with people with disabilities? Like, that's number one for me. Okay, but let's go on. Question 34. Here we go. What organizations support and advocate for the rights of blind people?
Searching for organizations support and advocate for the rights of blind people.
My phone almost
There
fell.
are many organizations that support and advocate for the rights of blind people. Some of the most well-known organizations include the Canadian National Institute for the Blind, CNIB, the American Foundation for the Blind, AFB, the National Federation of the Blind, NFB, and the ARC of the United States. I hope this helps.
Okay, that's a
Let
really
me know if you have any other
brief
questions.
overview. That's good. Um, Another thing is, like, they always, for customer service, when you ask for help in businesses, it's so like, oh, and they never know who's gonna help, and you feel like a piece of whatever, It's like, and then it depends on who you get. I've gotten really nice customer service people that have been really willing to help, and then there's other people that's like, oh, yeah, could you help me find, like, I don't know, this, like raisins. It's like, what are raisins? I'm like, what do you mean, what are raisins? Raisins are raisins. Are you serious? I don't even know. Just they don't want to help. Some of them genuinely get confused about things, but there are people that you could tangibly feel that they do not want to be doing what they are doing. It's the worst feeling ever. Okay. Um Question, where am I? Where am I? Question 36. Okay. How do blind people use money? I was originally going to do 100 questions, guys. So glad I didn't do that.
Searching for how do blind people use money? Blind people use a variety of methods to identify and use money. Some of the most common methods include feeling the raised dots on paper currency, Using a small money identifier card to quickly measure and distinguish money. Using a special device called a Braille note taker, which is a small handheld computer that has a refreshable Braille display. And using a talking ATM, which gives audible instructions.
Wait.
I hope this
How do
helps.
you
Let me know if you
use
have
a
any other
braille display for money? That makes no sense. They what they mean is like those little things that you can like braille your money. It's like a little keychain, and then if it's like a 1 or a 5 or a 10 or 20, you can like punch it, and it'll give you like it'll have like the denomination in braille, or a symbol in braille that represents that denomination. um I, I always like I, I assume people use it because it's out there, and I've seen plenty of people use it. It's just like, what if it's a person like, and it's a sighted person, and they get like a cash that's like has braille on it? I wonder what they say. That's interesting. Yeah, I just fold my money in a certain way, like 20s are folded in a certain way, 10s are. I don't think it even mentioned that. Did it? Let's see. Yeah, they didn't even mention that. I think that's the most common way you could use an app. I just, yeah, that question is kind of lacking for me. Okay. 37. What challenges do blind children face in school? That one hits close to home for me. Oh, public school.
Searching for challenges blind children face in school.
So glad I'm over that.
Blind children face a number of challenges in school. Some of the most common challenges include difficulty reading and writing, difficulty participating in group activities, difficulty
It's
navigating the
36.
school environment, and difficulty accessing visual information. I hope this helps.
Yeah, no,
Let
not
me know
really.
if you have any other
Kinda.
questions.
Like, what about like people ostracizing you because you're blind and making fun of you? Like, there's like, not getting enough services because your county doesn't have enough money or resources. Yeah, there's a lot. Uh, Actually, the other day, me and my sister were both, grew up visually impaired in the school system, in the public school system in New Jersey, and yeah, maybe we can have a live stream talking about some of the challenges and some of our experiences. Yeah. Okay, let's move on because that kind of just makes me depressed thinking about it. Okay, wait, that was 36. Did I say that was 37? I meant that was 36. Now we're on 37. How can I communicate effectively with a blind person? By speaking louder, of course. No, don't do that. Please don't do that.
Searching for how can I communicate effectively with a blind person? There are several ways to communicate effectively with a blind person. Some of the most common methods include speaking first to break the ice, introducing yourself, making sure the person you're talking to has understood you're speaking to them, describing the situation, offering to help but not imposing it, and being specific. I hope this helps.
Don't
Let me
say
know if you
over
have any other
there.
questions.
Don't walk away. Don't walk in the middle of like us talking to you. It's like you're just talking and talking and talking, and they're going and then all of a sudden you're like, you ask a question and they're not even there. It's like you're just talking to the air. Oh, that's just terrible. Yeah, even if like it's so hard to train people on this. Yes, you have to train sighted people. Let me know who you are when you talk to me, even though we've met before. And the thing is, it's hard because certain people, you like learn their voice right away, you learn who they are right away, and then other people, it's like, I don't know, it takes a longer time. And it's because I feel like because it's so inconsistent, it's hard for people to understand that. Like sometimes you need it and sometimes you don't. So like some of the people that always tell me who they are, I'm like, yeah, I know who it is. And then like the people that don't tell you who they are because they assume you know, it's like, oh, like, who are you? It's like so awkward. Like, who are you again? Yeah. I've gotten a lot better at like just asking, "Wait, who is this again?" Because years ago I would just not ask and I would just follow along and go, ha 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 ha, and have a conversation. And how are you? How's everything going? To like pretend to know them when I'm like, I have absolutely no idea. Okay, let's go on. We are on 38. Oh, this is kind of in the same vein. What is the etiquette for interacting with a person? Wait. I can't read the question. With a blind person. Okay. What is the etiquette for interacting with a blind person and their guide dog? Do not touch. Do not talk to the dog.
Searching for etiquette for
Let's see
interacting
what
with
it
a blind
says.
person and their guide dog. When interacting with a blind person and their guide dog, it's important to always speak to the blind person directly, not to their sighted companion or to their guide dog. If you believe a person with visual impairments needs help finding something, simply ask if they need help and how you can best assist them. Never grab the guide dog's leash, collar, or harness. Always ask before petting or interacting with any dog, especially guide dogs.
Yes.
Simply ask the handler if you can pet their dog. Some handlers will allow for a quick interaction if they have the time. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
No. They need to talk about how it's important not to do that. Like that's like an exception to the rule. Like that's a very rare cases. Like you should not even ask. Stop it. Stop it. Stop endorsing people to ask that. That's annoying. I'm sorry. No. I don't know. I didn't have a guide dog, but my dad had a guide dog, and that was like, I feel the pain. I feel the pain. Okay, question 39. What research is being done to prevent and treat blindness? I should have asked that earlier. Come on, you can do it. It's thinking. It has like these little dots animation thing where like the little dots bounce. There's like 5 of them, and it kind of like it's like they bounce in a kind of wave thing.
Searching for what research is being done to prevent and treat blindness. There are several organizations and institutions that are working to prevent and treat blindness. Research to Prevent Blindness, RPB, is a nonprofit organization that provides major eye research funding to 37 leading scientific institutions in the U.S. and supports the work of hundreds of talented vision scientists engaged in a diverse range of disease-oriented research. There are also treatments available for some forms of blindness, depending on the cause and how extensive the eye damage is. Anti-infective drugs treat some forms of blindness caused by infections. Surgery can treat cataracts successfully in most cases. I hope this helps.
Yeah.
Let me know if you have any other questions.
Yeah, that's interesting. It'll take a long time for my eye condition. It's like genetic, and the problem is for me anyway, with aniridia, uh, the eye is underdeveloped. So it'd be interesting how they could even get around to like treating that. I don't know. I would be afraid. I'd kind of be afraid of doing anything like a bionic eye or like some kind of implant. That's kind of scary. All right, we're on the home stretch. We're on question 40. What laws protect the rights of blind? I forgot to press the button. Okay. What laws protect the rights of blind people?
Searching for what laws protect the rights of blind people. There are several laws that protect the rights of blind people. The Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, protects the rights of people with disabilities. It guarantees equal opportunity in public accommodations, jobs, transportation, government services, and telecommunications. The Fair Housing Act, as amended in 1988, prohibits housing discrimination on the basis of disability. The Wagner-O'Day Act is a U.S. federal law requiring that all federal agencies purchase specified supplies and services from nonprofit agencies employing persons who are blind or have other significant disabilities.
Okay.
I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
That's it? That's it? There's more. Totally bored. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna check in with the comments really quickly. John says, "Yes, even your friends will walk away when they know that you're visually impaired or blind, and they were talking and you were just talking and talking. Oh, why do they do that?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Yeah. Joshua says, "Before I got on the plane to go to Canada for the games, my coach introduced me to everybody and told them to say their name when talking to me, so I knew who it was." That's awesome. That's good job, coach, Mr. Coach, Mr. Joshua's coach. That's awesome. Yeah. And yes, stop petting Coda's dog. Okay? Stop petting all guide dogs. Stop it. Stop it. Stop trying to sneak food to them. Stop trying to do anything. They're working. Stop it. Okay, question 41. How can I make my website accessible for blind users? Let's see what it says. WCAG?
Searching for, how can I make my website accessible for blind
I'm going
users?
to talk about WCAG.
There are several ways to make your website accessible for blind users.
No
Here are
overlays.
some tips to get you started.
Hopefully.
Think about accessibility at the beginning. When you're designing a website, it's best practice to think about who's going to use it. Use accessibility testing tools like Wave and Color Oracle.
Okay.
These tools can help you identify accessibility issues on your
Some
website.
accessibility
Keep in mind the
issues.
spectrum of visibility. Not all blind users have the same level of vision. Some may have partial vision, while others may be completely blind. Think about accessibility in terms of information gathering. Blind users rely on screen readers to access web content. Make sure your website is compatible with screen readers. Make sure your text has color contrast. This is important for users with low vision.
Okay,
Make sure your text is easy to read by using high contrast colors. I hope this helps.
There's so much
Let me
more.
know if you have any other questions.
There's so much more. And it's so vague. Like it didn't even mention WCAG. That is a really big omission. It needs to talk about WCAG. These are guidelines that you can follow. It's great that it has automated like testing options, but like manual testing for now, like while I don't know if we'll ever get to a point where these automated testing will be able to cover all the accessibility testing needs, but like we're totally not there yet. No. You need to do some manual testing. You need to do some of the automated testing, and you need to follow WCAG guidelines. Yeah, and even if just the guidelines, though. If you want to go past that, that would be great. That's like a starting point. Okay, I want to do a whole series on that in the future. Okay, we're almost done, guys. We are on question 42. Let's do it. Let's do it. How can I be an ally to the blind community? Actually, one of the top questions. It's interesting.
Searching for, how to be an ally to the blind community. Searching for, how to be an ally to the visually impaired. Being an ally to the blind community involves learning about the condition and its implications, making your social media accessible, asking before helping, empathy, avoiding microaggressions, and respecting individual experiences and abilities.
Yep.
Here are some ways you can be an ally to the visually impaired specifically. Learn about the condition and its implications. Make your social media accessible. Ask before helping. Empathy, not sympathy. Avoid
Didn't I just say
microaggressions.
all these things?
Offer help directly and specifically.
Yeah.
Be assertive, but polite while discussing the accommodations they require. I hope this helps.
Not really. No. But okay. And Tuffy Fong agrees with me that it was a very disappointing answer when it comes to making things accessible. Very disappointing. Do better, Microsoft. Come on, Microsoft. They have like a huge commitment to accessibility. They can do better. Like for some things, I feel like you need to really ensure a good answer. Okay. 43. What resources are available for parents of children who are born blind?
Searching for resources for parents
We're
of
almost to
children
the
who are born
end.
blind. There are many resources available for parents of children who are born blind. Here are some of them. Family Connect, a website created to give parents of visually impaired children a place to support each other, share stories and concerns, and find resources on raising their children from birth to adulthood. Braille Works, a list of valuable resources for parents of blind children. Follow the links for important information, support, products, toys,
Okay.
books, and much more for
Links.
parents of
Links
children
is
who are
good.
blind
That's the
or
first time
visually
it
impaired.
mentioned links.
The Hadley School for the Blind,
Yes,
a great
Hadley.
resource for
Woohoo.
parents of blind children. The Hadley School offers free online courses on everything from helping your young child develop to beginner's Braille. The Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired, TSBVI,
Oh,
has a
I've never
huge
heard of
site
that.
full of lots of great information. The Foundation for Retinal Research, they also have a great store of information on their website about retina. American Foundation for the Blind, their website offers a services locator and a great bookstore. I hope this helps.
Yeah, there's also like the NFB, like Parent Connect. I wonder if that's the same thing as the Family Connect. Interesting. Okay. 44. How do blind people use public transportation?
Searching for how do blind people use public
It's
transportation?
getting cold.
Blind people use public transportation by gathering information about their physical surroundings and about the visible information that appears at transit stops, terminals, on transit vehicles, schedules, maps, and directories in order to use mass transit safely and effectively. Here are some tips for visually impaired people taking public transportation. Use mobile apps to get information. Use sounds of bus. Sit forwards. Call a taxi. There are also some technologies that can help blind passengers master public transit challenge, such as a prototype public transit assistant PTA system to increase information awareness of blind travelers, specifically those riding buses. Paratransit is available in cities with fixed bus/train routes for those with disabilities. Paratransit is available to those who are not able to use the fixed bus or train routes in the city.
At least here.
Paratransit allows you to schedule rides, and they will pick you up and drop you off at certain locations. I hope this helps.
Yeah. Taxi? Like, yeah, we're in 2023. I'm gonna call an Uber and a Lyft, guys. Yeah. But there's also, I heard something about an app. I don't remember if this was the Zero conference or CES or CSUN or which conference it is. There's the OKO, right, to cross the street and help you like with crosswalks. But there's also an app that would like read the bus numbers too, or something like that with the phone. That's kind of interesting. Yeah. I just take Uber everywhere. We don't have public transportation here, and definitely not paratransit. And definitely not paratransit that you want to use. Okay. Question 45. This is interesting. How can I make my events and gatherings more inclusive for blind people? Don't make the music too loud, dude. One huge thing.
Searching for How can I make my events and gatherings more inclusive for blind people? Here are some tips to make events and gatherings more inclusive for blind people. Provide a detailed description of the event space and layout, including
Yes.
any potential hazards.
Yes.
Provide a detailed description of the event program, including any visual elements.
Make that thing
Provide a
accessible.
detailed description of any handouts or materials that
Yeah.
will be distributed.
Mm-hmm.
Provide a detailed description of any food or drink that will be served.
I think it should be an
Provide a
accessible
detailed description of any
description.
activities that will be taking place. Provide a detailed description of any transportation that will be provided. Provide a detailed description of any accommodations that will be provided. I hope this helps.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. Can we replace provide a detailed description with provide an accessible detailed description? That would be pretty cool. Yeah. Just describe it. Tell us in an accessible way all that information. That would be good. Apparently, the school, the Texas school, was right across from the street of the blind school that Tough Bifong went to. That's pretty cool. And yes, it's so important to code things correctly for screen readers. Paratransit here has been awesome. Oh, well, you live in a really good area. Okay, because in my area, it's just terrible. It's absolutely atrocious. When I used to live in New Jersey, it was pretty good though. It was expensive, but really good. So it's interesting. Here, it's like what, $1.50? Like when you're using transit, that's the paratransit. That's what they call it here. But in New Jersey, uh, it could be a lot more expensive, but at the same time, um, yeah, it was a lot better of a service. The window was 30 minutes and like they would actually come in the 30 minutes and sometimes it'd be a car instead of a bus. That was really nice. And there were a lot less stops. I remember it took $13 though to go from Bergenfield, which is where I used to live, to oof, oh, where was it now? It's like an ex boyfriend. I can't even remember, but it was like an hour away. Was it an hour away? I think so. I don't know. Which I think like by today's standards, that's pretty good. I still want that Uber discount because some places have a really massive Uber discount, and it's like 2 to 3, sometimes $6 for like any ride in a specific vicinity. That would be amazing. Can we please just get rid of paratransit and just give me Uber, like an Uber discount? Okay. Question 46. 5 more questions. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is another random Google thing. Do blind people blink? Really?
Searching
Really?
for,
Do
do
people
blind
really
people
search
blink?
this? Are you serious?
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
blind people do blink because blinking and sight are controlled by different nerves. Blinking is an involuntary action of the body. Its purpose is to clear any dust from the eyes and ensure that they remain hydrated. One can also voluntarily or consciously blink,
Yeah.
and a blind person can
Yes.
also.
Why?
When it comes to blind people blinking and how often they do it, it depends on each individual. If a person is born blind, they will blink because their optical nerves and muscles will function and carry out the semi automatic, natural response. Some will blink more
Okay.
often, some less, and some never. I hope this helps.
Okay, thank you. I feel like I blink more. But I don't actually know how often people blink, so I don't know. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, by the way, Hadley is just so awesome. Like I'm taking their Braille courses. They have like so many different courses, and like I took the Braille writing, and was it Braille writing? I can't remember which one I took. They gave me a Braille labeler. They gave me, oh no, for the Braille writing one, you get a slate and stylus, and I mean, one of these days, NLS, the Library for the Blind, will finally come out with their Braille displays that they can loan out, just like the book players, and that would be amazing. I'm waiting for that. I did call the National Library for the Blind because I called the North Carolina, and I kind of call them every few weeks. they probably know me and like they hear my voice. It's like, no, no, the braille displays are not here yet. But this time I called like Washington and they told me that it's supposed to be this year, but they don't actually know. They're not sure. So I'm waiting for that. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Hadley. Yeah. So if you ever need like services, and the thing is, like the people there, they know where to get like these resources. Um, like for random stuff, I'm like, oh, where can I get braille books for my kids? And like this lady, she was just like, rattled off like a whole bunch and sent me a whole email of like all these resources. And I'm just like, wow, they're just so knowledgeable about that kind of stuff. And they're just really, really nice. They really want to help, and I really like Hadley. Okay, here we go. There's some more dumb Google questions. Do blind people cry? Oh, I'm gonna cry right now. Okay, wait, let me. Do blind people cry?
Searching for, do blind people cry? Yes, blind people can cry just like anyone else if their tear ducts are intact. People who are blind can experience all the same emotions as everyone else, including happiness, sadness, anger, and love. And when they feel these emotions, they may express them in the same way as everyone else, including crying.
Okay, what a
A
serious
blind
answer.
person can still cry if they damage their eye provided the tear duct remains intact. People born blind can cry like any other since their tear ducts don't have defects. They might be unable to cry if an accident damages the tear ducts. I hope this helps.
Okay, question 48. Oh, we did this already. Oh, okay. Do blind people drive? Okay, so we're gonna skip to question 49. Okay, here's another Google one. Can a blind person think? Just really,
For,
really,
can a blind person think?
really, why do people search that? Are you serious? Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
blind people can think just like anyone else. People who are blind really do have enhanced abilities in their other senses, according to a new, small study. The research used detailed brain scans to compare the brains of people who were blind to the brains of people who were not blind. The study involved people who were either born blind or became blind before age 3. The study found that the brains of people who were blind were more sensitive to touch and hearing, and that the areas of the brain that processed these senses were more active in people who were blind. In a recent PNAS study, blind people demonstrate that they do understand what sighted people process through vision, proving that visual ideas don't actually require sight. In the study published Tuesday, scientists demonstrated how
Tuesday?
blind people
Last
make visual
Tuesday?
sense of what they cannot see. I hope this helps.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Like, but we don't have better sense. We use them better. I don't know. Okay. Whatever. Question 50. Okay. Is a blind percival a percival? What are you even saying? It's so late. Okay. What? I can't read. Wait, okay. Let me try again. Is a blind person capable of being a good parent?
Searching for, can a blind person be a good parent? Yes, blind people can be good parents. Thousands of blind parents have raised happy, healthy children who have grown into responsible, productive adults. Given the positive track record of blind parents, it's reasonable to start with the assumption that blind people have the same capacity for parenting as sighted people do, and that they are competent unless and until proven otherwise.
Okay, thank you.
There are aspects of parenting as a blind person which take some thought, and there are specific alternative techniques blind parents use in order to keep their children safe, healthy, and happy. I hope this helps.
Yep, there you go. 50 questions plus some extra ones. Oh my goodness, it is 12:54. It's super late. But I actually have some bonus questions. Let's see. Where is it? Let's check on in the chat here and see what all you guys, because I know that I missed some of what you guys did say because there was just so much going on in this chat. You guys are amazing. Okay. Um Apparently I am a NPC. Wait, what's an NPC? Who knew? Okay. What a question to end with on. Yeah, so like parenting though, really, it's like so many people think that people can't be parents or they shouldn't be. Like there's this assumption that if you're blind and it's inheritable or some you can pass it on to your children, you should not have be parents. And then there's also this assumption by like healthcare workers too that they always have a concern for people who are blind. Can they are they able to take care of the child? And there have been like these horror stories of nurses and doctors trying to take children away from blind moms and dads, and it's just so terrifying to me. That's just absolutely horrifying to imagine somebody trying to take my son away. Thankfully, I've had really good experiences at Wake Forest, and with my son's doctor. She's always been just phenomenal, I think. And yeah, I don't know. I think that many blind parents are just as and can be better than many sighted parents. Oh yeah, so that was a tangent. Tough B Funk says, "Nope, we don't think at all." LOL. Just like when you close your eyes, you become stupid. I love that. I love that. That is awesome. Okay. Coda says, I wish to adopt a blind child, but the chances of an agency allowing a blind autistic to adopt are slim. Yeah. All right. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. If you're going to go to bed, we've done the 50 questions, and that was awesome. I'm going to hang out in the chat for just a little while longer so I can like get through some of these questions or answers and comments. But yeah, so I think that there's so much problems in the adoption agencies. I think it's just there's just so many problems in the foster care system, in the adoption system, at least in the United States. I don't know anything about like other countries, but it's just here. I know so many parents, so many people who have struggles with that, whether they're blind or sighted. Anna just sent me a whole bunch of another language. And Anna, could you please say that in English? I have no idea what that says. Yeah. Okay. Larry says, uh, what did Larry say? That was awesome. It was great. Love you a lot, my friend. It was awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was awesome. I'm so glad though that I was really gonna do 100 questions. I had 100 questions originally, and I'm like, no way am I gonna do 100 questions because I'm gonna talk about like the question and the answer and everything. And then so I went down to 75, and I even made a thumbnail about it and a title, and that's what it was gonna be. And then I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna do 75. Let me do 50. So I'm glad I went down to 50, but even with 50, it was like a lot, but it was really awesome. It was so much fun, and I absolutely loved all of you guys in the chat. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. Okay, Coda says it's Korean. And Coda says, so true. My mother should never been allowed to adopt. Oh, okay. And I think that the problem is that I think that there are a lot of people who are allowed to be foster parents or allowed to adopt, and they shouldn't. And then there's a lot of people who I think that are could be very good parents or are very good parents, and they would be great at adopting, and they can't, or they're not allowed to, or like there's so much bureaucracy in these agencies too. Oh, okay. Don says, "Hey Google, do blind people get hungry?" Wait, Google just totally. answered. Okay. Oh, I guess she's gonna answer me. Our psychometric data further indicate that blind subjects more strongly rely on internal hunger and satiety cues, whatever, instead of external What in the world? What in the world? Okay, I'm gonna ask Bing that. I'm gonna ask Bing that right now. Do blind people get hungry? I want a snack. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I want a snack.
Searching for, do blind people get hungry? Searching for, can blind people feel hunger? Searching for, can blind
It
people
has to
feel
do with
hunger and
three
thirst?
different searches.
Yes, blind people can feel
Wow.
hunger and thirst. The sense of taste and smell is not affected by blindness, so blind people can still enjoy food and drink. They can also feel hunger and thirst just like sighted people do. In fact, some blind people have a heightened sense of taste and smell, which can make food and drink even more enjoyable. I hope this helps.
Yeah. Okay. I'm hungry. Can you make me a snack? Can you make me a snack, please? Pretty please.
I'm sorry, but I'm not capable of making you a snack.
Oh.
However, I can help you find a recipe for a snack if you'd like.
No, thanks.
What kind of snack would you like to make?
No. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm hungry. That now you made me hungry, Dawn. Okay, the live stream was interesting, and I'm glad I didn't miss it. I'm glad you didn't miss it either, Anna. That was awesome. Okay. Let's scroll up a little bit. Coda, I wish. No, I read that. Um, apparently, I still don't know what NPC is. Okay, WHAT. I like how you put spaces on that one, Coda. Um, duh, did, did when I found out I wasn't able to race at Canada Winter Games, you weren't able to race? Oh, why? No, I didn't have any tears left. I cry every day because of all these dumb questions you ask. I don't know. Okay. Some never. Yeah, some never think. I feel like they're just people, whether you're blind or sighted or whatever. Some people just never think. Gotta love that Uber discount. Yes, absolutely. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that. Somebody, I want to have $2. That would be amazing. I'd be like going out all the time. Okay. At least I have Brother Burr. Oh, that sounds terrible. Uber. Oh, that sounds even worse. Brother Uber. At least I have my brother. I'm like, can we go, please? Yeah. Except sometimes he gets grouchy, but that's another story. Oh, Steven was in here. Hi, Steven. If you're still in here, hi. It's great to hear from you. Okay. I use it for free because I am with the CNIB. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but if you're talking about Uber, man, I don't like you. Or maybe you're talking about paratransit. Okay. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, if you have good paratransit wherever you are, that's amazing. That's free. That's awesome. But yeah, over here, no. Also, like, I can't imagine having to go on paratransit with a child. Like, just no. Okay. There, I used to work, and um, the place I worked at was about 20 minutes away. Okay, 20 minutes by car, and that's already like, that's the limit. Pretty much the limit of how far it could be, even including traffic and all that. And there would be days I would go home. I would get off at work at 4. Sometimes the paratransit bus would not get there until 4:30. Okay, there have been days. There have been days. And then I've been in the situation where I don't get home until 6:30. 2 hours in the bus. People coming on, people getting off. It's like, really? Really? Just no, no. Oh, I'm lying. 4:30 is not even that bad. If I remember, like there have been days where I just had to wait for like the 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. Oh, just no. I think part of the thing is like where I was working, it was IFB Solutions or Winston Salem Industries for the Blind in Winston, North Carolina, and like I guess there's quite a bit of blind people who need the paratransit, and the thing is like if there's so much demand, can we not meet that demand? Can we not increase the supply? What can we do to make it better? Instead, never mind. Okay, just no, just never mind. Never mind. I'm gonna just keep talking and talking about that, and it's just probably people don't really care because yeah, it's just paratransit. Okay, Tough B Funk said, I had the same exact experience with my first ride on paratransit, and I said, never again. Yeah, you're late for doctor's appointments, even if you tell, okay, so they will prioritize you, quote, prioritize you if you have a doctor's appointment, but you'll still be late. You'll still be late. And then once you're done, even if it could be like a 10-minute appointment, no, 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 you have to wait there. You have to sit there and wait for forever. Feels like forever. It's like you waste your life away. And if you're young, I guess if you're young and you don't have a family, or you don't have work, you don't have other things to do, I don't know, maybe it's less of an issue, but yeah, no, 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 nope. I'm gonna find another way to get there. I'm not taking paratransit anymore. Oh, okay. The ELT Nation, hello, hello. I crashed first day because I couldn't hear my guide because the wind was coming through the Bluetooth headset. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's hard. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I wonder if they could just maybe they're just not using good Bluetooth headsets, right? Um, could you have noise canceling mics or like noise canceling Bluetooth headset, but then you won't be able to hear your environment. Yeah, that's kind of hard. Wind is hard. It's like when it's windy and it's like I have to cross the street. It's like I have to like I don't know, turn my head and put like my hand or something and then try to cross like try to listen, and it's harder. It's harder when it's windy. I don't know what to do about that. Oh, yes, here in Tampa, if my doctor is on a bus line, I will cancel my heart plus and my heart plus pick up and just walk till I get to a bus stop, and I am in my 50s. Yeah, I'm going to go now. I have school to go if you have school, if you have class, yeah. Maybe if you have work. It's probably a good idea if you go. It's already 1 in the morning, at least here in Eastern. For some, I know that it's different. People are in different areas, yeah. But I'm usually awake doing the last bits of my work, like at this time, like whether it's editing a video or working on like actual job work stuff. Yeah, I usually do it now. Um, wow, we've been streaming for quite a bit now. Let me see how long it's been. Oh, okay, it doesn't actually tell me. Maybe on YouTube? Does it tell me on YouTube? Oh, 2 hours. I think this is like probably my longest stream ever. And if I did stick with those 100 questions, that would be, yeah, would probably just be halfway through. And whew, okay, I'm glad we didn't do that. Nope, we think, what does it say? Nope, we think a setting got changed because this is the first time that happened. Oh, that's terrible. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, John. Hey, John. You're still on here. Hey, it's great to hear from you. Yes, and it's even worse in the smaller cities. Here where I live is worse. Transportation is not good. Yeah. Nope. Not good at all. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining. This has been so much fun. Actually, next week I'm gonna be going live all again. Also, we have a giveaway coming up soon, and actually 2 giveaways coming up soon. And yeah, I'm just really excited for that. The next stream will be kind of short. It's going to be um, a fun little one, I think. Just talking about the some of the giveaways I'm gonna do. Um, and yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for joining me on this late night chat and testing out chat GPT, Bing chat with me, and pitting it against some really common blindness questions. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, good, blessed night. I'll see you guys later in the next one. That's what I usually say, right? Okay, good night, everybody.